What's going on, everybody? What's going on? We are live, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to the live broadcast. Don't wait to be great. I am your host, Mr. Derrick Forster, and I'm super excited. Welcome to the live broadcast. Don't wait to be great. I am your host, Mr. Derrick Forster, and as always, I'm super excited. And my job is by the time that we leave here today, you have a clear understanding of what is an independent living facility, how do you run it, and how in the world can we do this and then not require a license. And until Shay come on, guys, just in case for my new people, an independent living facility, guys, is a residence model where adults are able to live and thrive without the need for staff and or medical oversight. So these are not group homes. These are not ALFs. These are not IDDs. These are none of that stuff that requires a license to operate. Does that make sense, everybody? We've all heard of a group home. We all have heard of an ALF. That stuff requires oversight. You got to hire staff. Guys, this model does not require staff and no state oversight. Okay? But this is where I was, just like most of y'all, praying to God to change your life, praying God to change your financial situation, telling God you want to help people. This was also me as that social worker many years ago. Oh, there go that beautiful girl.
So first and foremost, good evening, everybody. I am Shay Forston. I've been prepping all day and starting the foundational aspects of the nonprofit course. So for those of you that don't know who I am Shay Forston. As you see, my lower third is still there, Derrick. From me doing the course. So I'm Shay Forston, the president and founder of the Angela Denise Foundation, as well as a consultant here at Forston Consultants, where I teach and talk about all things nonprofit. Derrick has kind of pushed me out of the boat and told me, all right, let's go. Let's get this course up and running. So I am working on this course. For those of you that are interested, please go ahead and stay tuned. Follow me at Angela Denise Foundation on TikTok, Facebook, Instagram. You get a lot of updates and information on the course. The goal is to have it finished as quickly as possible, with edits and all of that stuff done, so that you all can make a conscious decision to know before you go nonprofit. Again, I am super excited to do this. A lot of people don't know that there is so much strategic planning and information that you should be aware of before you go into that space or venture into becoming a nonprofit organization. So that is what I'm going to be talking about in that course. Well, ultimately, again, I am the president and founder of the Angela Denise Foundation, and I have the same program. I have a program that is the ILF housing. So in my nonprofit, that is one of the programs that we operate, and that is a housing piece. No different from what Derrick does, no different from any of the other ILF owners and operators. But what it does is it allows me to get donations, apply for grants. It allows me to partner with other community programs, other community funded programs, and create other or new initiatives. So I'm excited about the course. That's going to be pretty impactful. So I'm excited. So if you're interested in becoming a nonprofit organization or starting a nonprofit organization,
type nonprofit in the chat. If you're somebody that, even though if you're new to me, if this is already resonating, say, man, I want to do like Shay. I don't want to be no LLC like Derrick. Type nonprofit in the chat. If you desire, or some of y'all that we've taught, you're thinking about getting a nonprofit even after you've gotten your LLC, the way me and Shay did.
So ultimately, like I said, nothing's different from the way I provide my housing. The only thing that is different in what I do is the structure of my organization or of the organization. And that's pretty much the fundamental difference, right? I can do different things that Derrick can't do. I can interact and engage with some organizations that may want to utilize housing through a nonprofit more than a for-profit entity. So, but for the most part, it's not really much different. We still work with the same companies. We still do the same things. My structure, the way I function as an ILF owner and operator is completely the same. All of my documentation is the same. My intake process is exactly the same. My, everything is the same. Like, the only thing that is different is that I have other programs that are funded by donors and grants and other things like that that help me to to get the word out even further. So I'm excited about it. I've been working hard today. I got the initial portions done. Module 1 is completed. This is about an 8 to 10 module course. with, like I said, with some surprises that I have up my sleeve to introduce you all to how I do business, or how my nonprofit operates and functions, and even some of the key features and the key attributes and key players in my nonprofit help me to navigate my nonprofit space. So I'm excited about it. I am super excited about it, as you can see. But just like I said, just wanted to make sure I give you guys the best information, and make sure that you all are, fully equipped to take this information and take the next steps to your dream of becoming a nonprofit founder. So I'm excited about it.
Good stuff. So I see two questions just right off the bat that I can just answer real quick. Miss Valerie said, do I go nonprofit or LLC? I actually spoke about that earlier. Not sure if you just got here, but that's kind of a personal preference to you, right? We tell people the LLC is quick, fast, and easy. Nonprofit is long, expensive, build a board, take minutes, have meetings. So in my opinion, and this is just me, if you allow me to coach you, get an LLC right now. Fast, now, quick. But if the ultimate goal is to be nonprofit, let's build that in the background maybe. Because some people, what I've seen over the years, people take so much time getting that nonprofit built, they get frustrated, get burnt out, and they quit. I could start an LLC today on Monday and have it back by Thursday, depending on what company I use.
And can I add something to that too? A lot of people start as a nonprofit and they don't know before they go, right? And that's the whole reason why I'm doing the course. Because I want people to have a true understanding of what a nonprofit is, how it needs to be set up, what's the difference between program and organization. There's two completely different things. And a lot of people don't have that fundamental part. And then when they get into the space and they've gotten all of this stuff set up as a nonprofit, they're stuck, right? They don't know, and then they start mismanaging the management of the nonprofit organization, and they end up losing their 501c3 status. They end up kind of, going belly up or not really understanding the intricacies of that nonprofit. The goal is to get it done very quickly so you all can have access to this information, so you can make a secure decision, like a really competent decision on whether you're going to start a nonprofit now, or is it something that you're going to build out and plan out for a few years from now to do something completely different. So I want to make sure that people have that understanding, and they're not just paying somebody to do all of this paperwork. And then once they get into the process of moving forward with their organization and they're hitting roadblocks, or when it's time to file their taxes, they're seeing, wait, I did this wrong, or I did that wrong, and now you've lost your 501c3 status. So I don't want you all to hit those roadblocks. So just know that is coming.
Good stuff. So right here, I want to answer some questions that I also see in the chat, and it just goes right into where I'm going anyway. So we coach on that, even though you may have a thought today of what, population you want to serve, we say allow the community in your lifestyle to also help dictate that. So meaning that if you got a really busy lifestyle, one of the population that I always kind of pick on is that you shouldn't house teenagers aging from the foster care system. Even though they are adults at this point, they need a lot of care still, a lot of cuddling, a lot of support, because they were raised by usually very crummy parents, drug addicted parents. So that's a tough population. So if you don't have patience in the skill set and your life is so busy, don't get involved in that. And that's what I mean. Prime example, today I'm real busy. I coach a lot of people. I got 8 businesses. I got a bunch of jobs. Guys, I speak all over the world in terms of speaking engagements. I'm busy, right? But the population that my community screams for and the one that I love kind of go together, which is the military veteran and the elderly adult. This model is for 18 years and older, and it's for the single individual male or the single individual female. I don't house couples. I don't house the lady that's got a boyfriend. I don't house the pregnant lady with 3 kids. None of that fits this model. So when we get those phone calls, we refer out to resources. But the military veteran, the elderly adult, they've actually become my favorite. Now, this working individual, they're slowly becoming my favorite. So meaning that when I first started this, y'all, I worked in a mental health hospital. So I'll admit, I love the schizophrenic. I love the bipolar. I love the major depressed. I love the schizoaffective disorder. That's just what my background, I love that stuff. But today, because rents are so high, mortgages are so expensive, I house now the everyday Joe, the guy that works at Sonny's Barbecue, the substitute school teacher, Your local mailman, I'm housing that guy. The prison officer, the greeter at Walmart, McDonald's, Sonic's, Burger King, all of these places now, somebody told us last week, I forget who it was, that you're housing nurses. I never heard of a homeless nurse in my life, but remember, no matter where you live at, it's expensive. And rental rates are not getting cheaper, guys. They're getting higher. So I'm teaching y'all to be the cheat code in your city for when it comes to affordable housing. Teenagers aging from the foster care system, that's a great population. But if you lack patience, if you got a short fuse, leave this population alone. Unless you've truly been called to it. You need the time, you need patience, more patience, and the love of God need to be poured all over you to deal with this population. It is not their fault. It's how they were raised, usually is why they're not really great kids. So if your lifestyle real busy, you got 5 kids, a needy husband, and 3 entrepreneurship endeavors, leave this population alone. Shay just talked about this. There's 3 models within the one. Shared room, that's going to fit 95% of people that call your phone for a place to live. Everybody going to want that private room, Shay. You know that. Yeah. But Shay, can they always afford it? So sometimes you find yourself educating these people on what they can afford. Rodney, I know you want this private room, bro, but you only get $820.
It's educating.
The room is $940. And then the private suite for the guy that says, Derrick, I'm a military veteran, bro. I get $3,600 a month, bro. I ain't sharing no room, Derrick. No problem, bro. You can get this private room here. And for the question in chat, Derrick, how do you guys get paid if they're poor and homeless? Well, lucky for you all, this population receives SSI, SSDI, and also community-funded programs. And SSI and SSDI are just a big old fancy way to say that some doctor and some nurse and some case manager got together and said, you know what? Craig can't hold the job down because of his mental health. Craig's got a bad back. Let's give him $850 every month for the rest of his life so that he can take care of himself. Right. That's called SSI or SSDI. Mm-hmm. But the private pay is, again, the guy that works at McDonald's. And right here, Shay, a lot of people hear me talk about my favorite way to be paid. Shay, but I want you to explain this. Shay, why is this one of mine and maybe yours now? Because you just got one, Shay. Why is
I have another one coming too in about a week.
Community funded programs. Now, if you don't know, Shay, vote on me. But I hope you know. Why is this our favorite, Shay?
Because it's what we like to call mailbox money, right? The client doesn't have a dime.
Come on, Shay.
Working with a community funded program, whether it be from a hospital, a social service providing agency, or a mental health hospital, and they have funds that they've received to facilitate or help these clients maintain housing during the time frame that they're working on their paperwork for SSI, SSDI, or for them to get on their feet. So it's just like the housing or rent, what's it called? The rental assistance for anybody else, but this is more programmatic basis, program based. So the programs or the organizations that we work with, this is a part of their funding that they've written grants for. They don't have the housing or the capability to provide the housing. So they look for people like us. They look for people like you all that they can partner with to provide housing to their clients while they walk their clients through the process of obtaining SSI, SSDI. That is the ultimate goal of these funds. And then you have other organizations that just write it into their grants that they want to be able to provide some type of rental assistance for people that are in need, and they have to meet their particular criteria, right? It's all different organizations that do things so completely different, and they have different reasons behind why they are providing this housing or financial stipend to these individuals that are in need. So I hope that makes sense. And again, it's very nice when you just fill out a W-9 and they call you and tell you they have a resident, you do your assessment, you say yay or nay, and then that client comes in and within a week they write you a check that's in the name of your business. I'm not the person Shay is not housing anybody. The Angela Denise Foundation is housing these women. It's not Shay that's doing, I may work as a part of the Angela Denise Foundation, but the Angela Denise Foundation is its own entity and its own operations, and that is the housing program is seated underneath that umbrella.
You got it. So I often joke about and tell people I got something for everybody. I got a free version of coaching That's every Monday, Tuesday, 7 p.m. right here. I also go live 4 days a week on TikTok. I also go live every Saturday at 10 a.m. Eastern right here. So if you guys subscribe to the YouTube channel, click the button that says live. So there's not a question that you can think of that's not already in a video format. Right. But if you desire the one-on-one coaching, that's called our ILF Mastery Blueprint. If you say, well, Derrick, I like this, but I want your DIY, the do-it-yourself version, that's only $500. So it's either $5,000 one-on-one coaching or $500, do it on your own, or join me 3 days a week and get the game for free. We got a lot of people that just soak up our free information too. So right back here, this is how we make our money. And I think I explained it earlier already. We receive SSI, SSDI, or what I love is community funded programs where I can help somebody says, Derrick, I ain't got no money, bro. But this hospital talking about they'll pay you to house me until I get on my feet. But on my TikTok, I got a private community there. It's like $3 a month. I show y'all the same place I worked at for 9 years as the social worker, how I drive there now and pick up checks for housing the people that they're sending me. Mr. Leroy says, what states could we have an ILF in, even though we would be registered as an LLC in Florida? Anywhere, actually. So, but you would have to get what we would call a foreign entity. So write that down. Prime example, me. I do business in Warner Robins, Georgia, because I own property there. We had to get a foreign entity to be able to do business there, even though my LLC is here in Florida. So, Mr. Leroy, to answer your question one more time, if you want to start an LLC here in Florida, but you say, you know what, I got family in Jersey, New York, Colorado. I would love to spread this to my family in Nevada, in Alabama, or Georgia. You just got to get this thing called a foreign entity. It can be anywhere from $150 to $250, depending on where you live at. And that just allows you to do business in a different state. Okay. Chris says, and let me know, Mr. Leroy, if I answered that question, because I want to know if I nailed it or if I missed something. In the ILF model, does each tenant need to get renter's insurance? No, not unless they personally want it, but my insurance going to cover everything. We get a general liability policy. Watch this, Chris. Chris, you want to know what led to my $40,000 lawsuit? Me not having insurance. Dummy me, because I didn't know. Some guy tripped in my place and went to Morgan to sue me for $45,000. Took me 2 years to go through it. Now, luckily, I'm going to be honest, God threw it out. It got thrown out, but it still cost me a bunch of money to fight it. Yeah. And don't get Shay on that subject, because Shay'll start getting red on y'all and get mad about it. Because that thing tried to wreck us. Meaning, my teaching for y'all first step, because somebody put this in the chat. Derrick, what's my first step? Start a business, get rid of your first and last name. So my name is Derrick Forston, y'all. Listen real carefully. If you forget everything tonight, listen to this. My name is Derrick Forston. I want you to friend request me on Facebook. But watch this. Derrick Forston's name went on the lease. Oh, this is so powerful. I'm finna say somebody $40,000 right now. I put my name on the lease, Mr. Leroy. That was dumb. I didn't know it at the time, though. That's why when you know better, you do better. That's why I teach it all over the world now, so that y'all can avoid the mistakes I made. Dummy me, Derrick Forston's name went on that line. Yep. It should have said Second Chance Housing LLC. The first step to my coaching, I don't care if you're going to sell chocolate chip cookies out of your truck or your car, or if you're going to house the homeless, or you're going to start a daycare, or start fixing trucks underneath your shade tree of your house. You need insurance. You need a website. And insurance was my mistake, y'all, because I didn't know. Trying to hustle and grind and get this thing started. Yeah. But I forgot about the most important piece. Most of y'all are hustlers and grinders, and you will do it. But the devil is a lie that you will do it and not be covered. Because I don't care where you live at. Everybody loves to sue you nowadays. And what I learned about a lawsuit being in business, Shay, it don't even have to be true. Mm-hmm. They could just go and file it. Now, back in the day, that would worry me, especially after that lawsuit. Today, I walk around pretty confident, like I don't care if somebody sue me. I kind of do. But you know what the insurance does for you? Just like your car insurance? I do. Your car insurance, guys, covers you in case if you get into an accident. Your phone insurance covers your iPhone 17 if you drop it down the toilet. Why wouldn't you insure this dream that God gave you? Yeah. Oh, that's so smart. I never said it that way before. Dummy me. Trying to get in this thing so fast, want to leave my job so bad, but missed the biggest step to all of this, which was Derrick, you doing great work in the community, bro. Cover yourself. So again, I love y'all like a fat kid loves cake. I'm going to let Shay give the last salutation, and we're going to bless y'all out of here. Man, Shay, and then I'm going to feed Shay. I promise.
Oh man, just again, guys, have a good night. Thank you again for spending time with us. You could have been anywhere, but you chose to be here. So I want to say thank you. And again, I look forward to seeing y'all same place, same time, but again tomorrow too. So we'll see you tomorrow at 7 p.m. Eastern, where we're going to be talking about digital flow solutions and how we embed that into our ILFs and into my nonprofit, and how it helps me to get the word out on who I am, what I do, and even with donors and donations, like these amazing glasses that I'm wearing. I was just texting Angela, and I told Angela I ordered them, and they'll be in the Angela Denise Foundation store, because everybody went crazy, have been going crazy over these glasses. They are not prescription. These are just my fun wares that I call them. So be on the lookout for that too, and different things that we have in the Angela Denise Foundation store that's being built right now. We've got the Faith collection of shirts, and just super excited to be able to offer those things in our store, and know that whoever purchases those items are honestly doing a work in the community, because they're helping these women that we house. So again, have a great night. I look forward to seeing y'all tomorrow to talk about all things independent living facilities, software and systems. And if you're nice, I might play something. We may have some fun tomorrow with automations and AI.
Ooh. So if you missed that last week of how we show you guys the AI bot, that's only 13 cents a minute, that can answer your every phone call, give responses, give directions, give your whole menu or whatever you sell. So obviously tonight we talked about virtual assistants, live human beings from the Philippines. Shay's got these AI bots that can do the same thing, y'all, and it's only 13 cents a minute. Okay? So as we always say, man, don't wait to be great. We love you guys, and as we'll close out, now unto him that is able to do exceedingly, abundantly, above all we can ever ask or think, according to God's power that worketh in us. You guys be great, and we'll see you tomorrow at 7 p.m. Eastern. Hey, what's going on, family? Have you ever imagined starting your own housing program? That's probably why you're here. And if you're looking for one-on-one coaching, like you're kind of getting right now, but in a more of a one-on-one setting, just you and I, that's our ILF Mastery Blueprint. There's a number that they're scrolling below on this screen right now. If you text the word scholarship to that phone number, my team is going to get you some information. So first of all, I'm going to say congratulations and thank you for moving at the speed of instruction. We look forward to working with you. And again, this is only for people that desire our one-on-one coaching, which is designed to watch you succeed from going from a zero to a hero when it comes to information and knowing how to implement this independent living facility model without any mistakes. That's most important. So again, our ILF Mastery Blueprint, guys, there's a scholarship that's available for it that'll slice the price in half, which is also a no-brainer. So again, if you've ever desired to start your own housing program, but you thought you needed a license, you don't. You thought you had to be a nurse, you don't. You thought you had to own the property, you don't. Consider our ILF Mastery Blueprint, where we are going to take you to success and let God use you in your community, housing the homeless and the displaced. Let's get back to the show.